Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P Funk. Thank you, right? Out here in my lab. Where I do what I do for you. I'm just all in. I just got books open everywhere. So I'm getting comfortable doing what I do. So I hope you enjoy it. I am. So let's get this party started. Right, there's a 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message, story for life. I give you a life lesson. I like to take it to the book again because I got some good information again. So here we go. And again, I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right Thinker's mission, that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. That's my goal. That's my mission. That's my agenda. Right Thinker's way of life. That's what it is for me. Through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, is that everybody who claims to be a right thinker know themselves through the teachings that will make you qualified right thinker, because you had to answer to the ultimate question in life. Who am I? Do you know who you are? So the goal is to know thyself. Let's go. Do you? If not, I'll help you out with that. Stay tuned. I got you. Let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is just foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Stay tuned. I appreciate you too. I got you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know, it's okay. They sleep spiritually. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And as always, to my yacht, be true. And yeah, I'm back in the book. I just found the lesson that I like. It says, the philosophy of Maya, Egyptian yoga of action. This is important because remember, yoga and Maya philosophy, they work like that, they go together. So let's talk about this one. We're going to talk about yoga of virtue. I just did a virtue lesson, but this one, this breaks it down. This does a little more in depth. I got 2.5 pages of information. So let's go. Strap it on. I got a good lesson for you. You want to know about virtue? This is the lesson. Yoga virtue. I called it right think philosophy is virtuous living. I philosophically practice this virtuous living. So I want to bring it to your attention to show you the difference in virtue and what it'll do for you. If you have no virtue, you have no righteousness, no self-integrity, you can't be a right thinker. Let's go. The African Heritage Dictionary defines virtue as moral excellence and righteousness, total goodness, everything that's good. It's virtue, virtuous. I got my Hall of Fame award for professional excellence. I would like to think it's virtuous excellence. Okay, so this is the concept. Why? Let's talk about it. What is virtue? Good question. And where does it come from? Even better. It is something which, watch this, may be purchased. Is it something that may be purchased? Is this something that can be cultivated? Hmm. A person may be ordered to be obedient, yeah, to follow rules, etc. Yeah. Is this virtue? If the Ten Commandments that you Christians abide by and so many other laws are established in society for the betterment of society, and if we abide by living by, why is society better and why is it not getting better? Ancient Egyptians lived by Mayat. They was peaceful and lived in harmony for thousands of years. I'm just saying. Why then is it that there is increasing crime and increasing strife among people in society today? I used to be one of them. I'm 65 years old. I've been around a little while, so I've done a few things, but I'm starting to realize we really going about this thing the wrong way. Why is there enmity in the world? Why is there desire to hurt others in the world? Why is there desires to misappropriate funds, do the wrong thing, take property of others, ownership, just take it? We doing stuff that's just not right. And if we had a society of people who would live in my yacht, we wouldn't have these problems. Just say it again. Let's start with anger, hatred cannot be stopped by simply telling someone to be good, loving, forgiving, and so on. That's, child stuff. One cannot become righteous by being ordered or forced to, no more than a plant can be forced to grow. Bear fruit or flowers through what? A command of the farmer. Don't work that way. One can be compelled, watch this, to follow rules, but this does not mean that one is necessarily a virtuous person. You can follow the rules when it's convenient, and most people will. Well, here we go. We can see your virtuous. We're about to get there. Roll with me. Many people do not commit crimes, and yet they are not virtuous. It ain't just about crimes committing. Because what? They are harboring what? Negative thoughts of violence, hatred, greed, lust, etc. These are all the egoistic, satanic qualities that we have. And it says you harbor those things when you are not virtuous. That's what's keeping you. And watch this. What are these things that? In the heart. And they have them in their heart. Hold on a second, please. Sorry about that. Yeah. And they harbor these negative things in their heart. That's why at Judgment Day, we can get to that too. I'll leave that till we get there. But yeah, all this stuff is harbored in the heart. That's why your heart has to be what? Light as the feather. You'll find out why. And virtue is a profound quality. Listen, which every human being has the potential to discover for themselves in themselves. It ain't out there like God. It's inside you. But watch this. However, this requires what? Effort. A lot of people are just lazy, spiritual. I call them spiritual and mentally lazy. They don't want to think. They don't want to do nothing. They just want everything to come to them. They're lazy. This requires effort on the part of what? Every individual, as well as what? Correct guidance. My job is to guide you and give you the information. Your job is to use it the way it's intended, and you'll be fine. So you can't say, I didn't know, but you're being guided. That's what teachers, saints, and gurus are all about, to help you along the way. That's why I said what I do for you. I'm here for you. Thank you. I appreciate you too. Watch this. Virtue is like a flower, which can grow and become beautiful for the whole world to see. However, just as a plant must receive what? The proper nutrients, the right soil, enough water, proper sunlight, etc. You see, so it's a collective thing that go on. Okay, that sometimes things you don't control. You don't control the water, the soil, or the sunlight. All you control is you. So the human heart, here you go, must what? Receive the proper caring and nurturing in the form of what? Love, wisdom, proper diet, daily meditation, and a good will. Or excuse me, and goodwill. Meaning you have to have good intentions. You have to have something to make you want to do the right thing. Hence, we call aspirants. That means you aspiring. That means you want better. Okay, so that's what the name aspirin. But right thinkers is just like aspirin. You want to do better. You checking me out, you want something, and I'm giving you that. That's what betterment is all about. That's what me being a teacher is all about. You being a student, I teach. We got a good thing going. And again, I always appreciate you. Many people, here you go. Many people are law abiding and peaceful under normal conditions. It's just fine. The test comes, but if provoked, here we go. If you piss somebody on road rage, anything, the nicest person in the world, you know they the first time something don't go their way, you see the real them. Okay, that's what I'm trying to show you. And you need to control that. That's what self-mastery teaches you, how to keep your focus. Every now and then I go back, I revert, but I catch myself. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. It ain't that important. Come on, man, relax. So we have to check ourselves. That's what I mean. check yourself before you wreck yourself. Meaning you'll stop yourself before you do something stupid. That's what it means. But watch this. When they get provoked or they're presented with an opportunity, they will what? Engage in unrighteous activity. Meaning sneaky and deceitful, thinking they can get away with it. A sneaky person, a thief, he gonna do what? Look around, see before he take if anybody gonna see him. So everything they want to do is under the cloak of auspicious. They don't want nobody to see them, or they do it in the dark. Again, unrighteous activities. Now, under pressure, here you go. This where you get your snitches and your rats from. Under pressure, they may even be pushed to what? Steal, become violent, or participate in other vices. Okay, and those kind of people, when they get caught, oh, they tell it. This is not virtue. Ain't nothing virtuous about doing wrong, living. No, I was virtuous to myself, but I played the game that there wasn't no virtue there. It was just survival and handle your business. Okay, I chose that life. So again, you make the decision. You gotta live with the one that you made. I don't regret none of that. Why? If I didn't do that, I wouldn't be here. So I got no regrets when it comes to how you get. No, don't make a difference. I did it. I got through it. I made it. I was with a lot of people who didn't. That's not my problem. I'm still here, going on, teaching, showing other people how to avoid that lifestyle. I don't want nobody living that. I know, no, no. I don't encourage that for nobody. I did it, so I know it ain't good. So I ain't got to worry about it. No, I can tell you that. So moving on. I don't need a whole bunch of TV shows and sitcoms. No, I just tell you the real truth about that one. Been there, done that. Watch this. Now, doing wrong is no virtue. The development of virtue in a human being, watch this, implies that sinful behavior. Listen to me. I tell you, I'm going to do the right thing. Why? Because sinful behavior will not be possible, even if there's an opportunity for it. I'm not going to do the wrong thing. Explain why. I know better. If you knew better, you do better. So you can't claim ignorance. If you know better, you still do. Where's the cake? There is none. That's the whole purpose. If you know, you do. If you don't, you can always say, I didn't know. Not that that's an excuse, but if you're doing something you don't know what you're doing, when you get caught, that's going to be your excuse. I didn't know. So, but true virtue, listen, implies what? A profound understanding of nature and of creation and the heart, which will make it possible to commit crimes or to consider sinful thoughts. As we discover the teachings of Mayat, aka right thinking philosophy, the reasons for this will become clear. I'm not doing the wrong thing. Why? Because there's something that comes with that. It's called karma. If I put bad things out, I'm going to get a visit from karma. If I do good things, I'm going to get a blessing. Simple. I keep telling my right thing because I'm not going to complicate it. I'm not going to candy coat it. I'm going to make it real simple. You ain't got to be a brain surgeon to understand that philosophy. And that's what my app presents to you. Plain and simple. Let's go. Virtue is the quality which implies harmony with what? Universe. God. Virtue is that which leads a human being to what? Come into harmony with the divine. By spiritual enlightenment, I became one with God. So now that negative ain't happening. So if you tell me you made the connection to God, you've been born again, you saw the light, all that good stuff, and you still doing stuff you used to do, you are a liar. Moving on. From a the mythological standpoint, listen, sin is to be understood as what? The absence of wisdom, which leads to what? The absence of wisdom, which leads to righteousness and peace, and the existence of ignorance, which leads to what? Mental unrest and the endless desires of the mind, meaning you random thoughts, you got no control over them, and sin, watch this, operates in human life as any movement which works against what? Self-discovery, self-enlightenment, and virtue is any movement what towards discovering the essential truth of the innermost heart. meaning you want to know yourself, and it starts with you getting information and doing things that make that possible, aka right thinkers. Watch this. The state of ignorance in which most people are in will end when? Only when the mind develops higher vision, aka Haru. You got to raise your consciousness. Higher vision is this one up here, the third eye. You have to open it, so you have to do some things for that to happen. And virtue is living is one of them. It must look what? Beyond the illusions of human desires and begin to what? Seek something more substantial and abiding. What's abiding? That's gonna last. That it ain't gonna be fleeting. Abiding, staying. Fleeting means momentary. So don't get caught up in the ephemeral. That means temporary, not long. Abiding means long. This is when what? The aspirant, right thinker, develops what? An interest in what? Spirituality and the desire to practice the practice and the order. Correctness, self-improvement. Remember, right thinking, you want to improve yourself. So self-improvement is par for the course. I give all that into what we're doing. Understand self-improvement, and you need wisdom, intellectual development, knowledge. You need to study. If you're not good and proficient in learning, you ain't gonna be a good right thinker. In ancient Egyptian mythology, listen, and mystical philosophy, which is all religions practice, these qualities are what? Symbolized by who? The deity Maya and Anubis. Remember him? Anpu, discernment. Okay. Maya is the truth, and Anubis is what? The symbol of the discerning intellect, which can see and recognize what? Truth from falsehood, good from bad, good from evil, truth from untruth, etc. I am a street dude. I need to be able to recognize a street person from that other people. I'm good at that. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm proficient in that, so we just carried over to this. Everything I knew, I just carried over to this and applied it, and it still works like a charm. There you go. Now, it must be clearly understood that vicious behavior or behaviors that are based on what? Pursuing vices is are a factor of what? Spiritual immaturity. If you're still trying to do things that you thought you did, that's immaturity. Grow up, move on. Relationships that you can't get over, a female that you just can't see, no, move on. Every human being, watch this, has the innate capacity to develop and experience what? A virtuous character. It's up to you to do the thing you need to do that's going to make you be the best you. If you can't do that, you will fail. Simple as that. Nature don't care. We just, in my neighborhood, we had a little rainstorm. All the trees that fell was weak. Simple. All in their fault, only the weak ones. So we already know nature come through. Strong will survive. Weak will fall by the wayside. Same thing in life. We mimic nature. So understand that ignorant people will fall by the wayside. They're weak. You need mental strength. You need to build your character. You need to get virtuous. Okay, understand what it means. So therefore, watch this. If one wants to promote peace and nonviolence in the world, not just in himself, in the world, what you got to do? One must what? Promote virtue in others. This means what? Helping others to what? Discover themselves and their inner potential for experiencing what? A higher state of connectedness to what? Humanity and the universe, and a deeper fulfillment in life. Right thinkers. Our goal is to be our best self, and in doing so, we're going to be what? Right to people, do right by people, help people. So all that ties into society. Anger and violence is running amok, are the mark of what? Immaturity. I'm done. Relax. See, I got to. I'm about to freak out because this is what's going on right now. This is ancient information. Sorry. Telling you about people's behavior. It ain't never changed. We still doing the same thing. But calm down. Those who seek to use violence, I was one of them. I had a situation where I was gonna still be one of them, but because I changed, I didn't use the violent tactics to have my way to control others for doing things that I don't like. I don't like to be disrespected. I don't like to be dealt with in a disrespectful manner. So I'm going to react in the same manner. That's not the right way. Again, I check myself. Or watch this, or promote order in society and with our reality, expressing their own, they expressing their own inability to what control themselves. I had to show restraint. That I have total control, self mastery over myself, and not do what I wanted to do or what I used to do. That's change. And understand that's virtue. Virtuous person gonna do what? The right thing. Trust me. And you feel better. When there is true virtue, here you go. There will be no desire to control others for egoistic purposes or there to use the use of what? Violence. I still want to punch him in his face. I'm caught between, that's the holy war with me. I want to punch him in his face, and if I get the opportunity, I don't know if I can refrain myself, so I try to take myself out of this situation, but that's what I mean by the ego. The ego is persistent. He ain't going to stop wanting that want. I'm not going to ever not want to punch him in his face until I what? Exercise that right by punching him in the face. Sorry, Dennis, but that's how I feel. A person, watch this, of strong virtuous character will be able to what? Control him or herself. Therein lies right thinking philosophy. Without that, I would not be able to control myself, and I'm going to do that. So there's the difference. I'm using it as experience, real life situation. Again, I just keep it real. So watch this. If you have virtues so as to exercise great care, patience with others, this virtuous development allows what? A human being to what? Develop a strong will and exert a stronger influence what? On others. I've had people tell me, I'm proud of you. Not that I need, but yeah, I just told you, I don't rely on other people, but when they can say that because they see the difference, so I appreciate it, trust me. When you can influence others, which can what? Can be used to direct them to what is a positive and good. This kind of spiritual power was demonstrated by the great sage and saints throughout history. One, Imhotep, you got another, Cha Imhotep, my boy Asar, you got Aset, you got Buddha, Christians, you even got Jesus, okay, Krishna, etc. These are all examples. These are things that you can relate to. Okay, hold on, excuse me. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, remember, a person of strong virtuous character will what? Will be able to control him or herself so as to exercise great care and patience with others. They're good people. They're patient with other people. And watch this. We're gonna talk about the virtuous people. Who are they? The kind of spiritual power was demonstrated, excuse me, this kind of spiritual power was demonstrated by what? Some of the great sages and saints throughout history, starting with Imhotep, first real genius, Ptah Hotep, the next master in Egypt, the meditation man, the guru. Then you got Asar, Aset, Buddha, good one, Jesus, Krishna, etc. All these are virtuous people, show what virtue living and being a virtuous person will get you. Okay. Now, all of the sages and saints just mentioned are what? No different than any other human being who ever existed. Don't make them special. They just did that, exercised it, and that will make you special in remembrance of what you did and how you did it. It's called legacy. Except, watch this, in the lifestyle that they chose to live. I chose mine, you choose yours. Everybody do what they do. They chose to live in such a way that what? That negative in them, that the negative in them was what? Eradicated. And the wisdom of self-discovery was allowed to blossom. The course that you take to know thyself, that road that many people don't travel because it's arduous, that's the reason why when you do that, the results will be all beneficial to you. A lot of people are going to fall short. A lot of people want to, have good intentions of it, but if they don't do it, they don't get the result. So those who do get that. When you let it happen, it's going to be a beautiful thing. And now, once it blossoms, watch this. This is the path of what? Virtue. I'm a virtuous dude now. Wherein life is what? Live for purifying the mind and body so as to what? Allow your higher self, the spirit, and the heart to emerge and be discovered. AKA, know thyself. Everything I try to give to you is to get you to do just that. That's it. No more, no less. But I'm gonna just keep bringing it. I'm gonna just keep why because when you get it, you'll understand it and you'll appreciate it. So let's go. I got a little more to go. In order to gain this form of spiritual power, okay, and spiritual enlightenment, it is necessary to what? Root out every bit of ignorance and negativity in one's entire being. I got to take care of the hatred, the envy, the jealousy, all the negative feelings in myself toward others to be a better me. Because if I harbor them, that's stunting my growth from being a better person. Being forgiven, I do the lesson. I'm not the forgiving kind, but I understand I have to be in order to do what I need to do. So I'm learning again. You get better as you go. Where we at? It's gotta be okay. No, that where am I down here? Okay, where we at? Oh, you got to erase all negativity out of your entire being. You got to be humble, positive, and understanding. So this means that there must be what? A clear insight into what? The nature of one's own spiritual innermost nature. I know me. I know how I react. I know how I used to react. I know how I should and how I'm going to react also. That's improvement. Watch this. This also means that one's actions, which I'm responsible for, thoughts and words that I'm also responsible for, must be what? Pure. Nickname P Funk. The P stands for pure. Funk is real. So that's all I know. Try to live up to it. Not because my name is right, try to be right. No, I'm pure real. That's the spiritual aspect of it. Let's go. When the path of virtue is perfected, when you exercise, you put into effect, you live it, it becomes part of your daily routine, you become a virtuous person. The heights of spiritual wisdom illuminate the heart. This is the meaning of Mayat philosophy. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. A mobile phone. Sorry about that. We back with this is the meaning of Maya philosophy. That's what I teach. That's what I study. Spiritual enlightenment through what? The path of virtuous living. In the journey of discovering the path of Maya, it is necessary to what? Understand the ancient Egyptian concept of judgment, aka judgment day, how they view judgment. Let's go. Judgment, the conscience spelled CONSCIEN, which conscience, which the science is proof. The heart of a human is what? His or her own God. That was a concept. Now, religion has three levels: mythology, ritual, and metaphysics, or the mystical philosophy. The myth of Asar, Aset, and Haru represents what? The mythological level. Okay? The mythological level, ancient Egyptians of the ancient Egyptian religion, the concept. But the rituals presented in the ancient Egyptian book of Coming Forth by Day, watch this, represent the ritual level. That's the level of ritualistic concept. Now the philosophy, here you go, of judgment represents the mystical philosophy, the next level up, which is at the heart of ancient Egyptian religion and is the goal, watch this, of all right thinking or spiritual practice. I teach it, I practice it, I master it, I live it. The first two levels most people do are like steps on the ladder. And not the end of the road though. Those who get lost in the first two levels will what? Will not discover the ultimate transcendental truth behind their religion, aka knowing thyself, but will remain at the level of belief, dogma, and empty rituals. Meaning you're gonna go to church, you're gonna do the same thing over and over and never move on. I know people who've been practicing for 4 years and still stuck on the second level of ritual, just the myth and the ritual. Never had the experience, don't got no more understanding about God than the man in the moon. But in order to gain a firm grounding for what the understanding of Maya, or right thing of philosophy, and the philosophy of Jew judgment, we must first look at what the ancient Egyptian myth of Ra and Asar. Ra is what? Listen, Ra is the supreme being in the sky. He represented in the sky. He created the universe by emerging from what? The primeval waters, which you talk about the noon. When he did so, he established order in the universe by placing Maya in the place of what? Chaos, which is what the known is full of potential, but not really living up to it, not really doing nothing. So it needed order. So hence we have Maya against chaos and confusion. He incarnated. Watch this. This is trying to tell you when God did everything was good, everything was fine. Something missing. Me, I need to be in there. So watch this. He incarnated himself in his own creation. That's where that concept comes from for me. That's what I studied. That's what I learned. I love that idea because it fits. Watch this. He incarnated himself in his creation by what? By taking on human form of a soul. I told you Asar the first, not Adam, Asar the first spirit that God came down into human form, into flesh, according to ancient Egyptian concepts. Okay, so therefore, the soul of Asar is in reality Ra himself. Okay, you said that Jesus was God's son. He's sitting down here in the flesh. No, that was story already taken. So you stole that one too. As watch this now. The spirit of us is God Himself. They're saying that with a saw and rod. It's the same for all of us. Watch this. As a metaphor of what? Of human soul. Every human being is an incarnation of the divine self, God, wrapping it up, taking it home, and suffers the trials and tribulations of human life. You come here, the spirit is here to get a lesson learned by the person that they incarnate in. So what follows the compendium of the Saurian resurrection? Break it down right quick. I'm taking it home. I'm done. The process of creation is explained in the form of a cosmological system for a better understanding, philosophical points of view. Cosmology is a branch of philosophy dealing with what? The origin, the process, and structure of the universe, beginning. Cosmogony is the astrophysical study of the creation and the evolution of the universe. Both of these disciplines are inherent facets of the Egyptian philosophy through the main religious system, which is the intent for all religion, okay, or companies of the gods and goddesses. A company of God and goddesses, listen, is a group of deities which symbolize a particular being, a particular cosmic force, the force of principles which emanate from the all-encompassing supreme being God, from which they have emerged. The self of supreme being manifests creation through what? Through the properties and principles represented by what? The Paute, aka company of God and goddesses, else known as cosmic forces or nature. The company of God and goddesses of Anu is regarded as what? The oldest and forms of the basis of the Asarian Trinity, the beginning concept of religion, the God and man. Done. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.